but he left like a week ago, I think. He's basically a Zerg streamer, and yesterday some guy donated like $1,500 to him, and he went a bit crazy about it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Fair enough. It's a pretty big donation there. Alright, well, game number 1 here in the lower bracket final. So whoever wins this goes through to pick up the other ticket to IEM New York. Up at the top left is our blue Terran player. We've seen him play through a couple of games here. Took down Pig, took down Sun. We'll see if he can take down this Zerg Terror across the other side of the map. It is Ace's Innovation.
Indeed, it is. And down here in the bottom right, I love him. He's red, he's Zerg, he's Startails, Curious.
And he's going to be...
He's looking for that 11-11, man. He's been watching the stream.
Yep, he's been watching. He said, wow, that DUCKVILLE and Fenner guy are pretty good at that casting stuff. I'd better go follow them on Twitter and on Facebook and stuff too. That's not me. That's what Curious said. That's what Curious said, not me, guys.
Oh, really?
Like, yeah, that's totally what he said.
He's got really good
English as well. Like, his English is pretty much the same as mine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This
Anyway.
is the Beagle drone. He's got his nose out. He's sniffing around. He's looking for what's going on.
Beagle drone?
Yeah, it's a Beagle. I wonder if drones actually have noses.
I don't know. Let's have a look. Hang on, I'll try and zoom. I'd say they would. I don't know. I'd guess that they would.
Well,
But,
the insects have noses.
Yeah, they
they?
have a sense of smell. They don't
Do
necessarily have like a big, graphic marks nose
Big snout.
sticking out of their face. But anyway, scouting done by Curious identifies that it is a pretty standard kind of build coming out. It is going to be a single Reaper on the way for the moment. We'll see if a second one comes out. But for our Zerg player, just going straight up to grab that hatchery, goes for gas as well, and the spawning pool a little bit later then as well. So things are proceeding as very normal here in game number 1. They smell with their mind.
I think that's Protoss who are psionic.
Yeah.
Zerg are like... They're not really insects, I guess. But they kind of are. So they're kind of gross. I guess they are actually insects since they're called roaches, so it's probably just a cockroach, which is a weird cockroach with 4 legs and a football-type body.
Oh,
they're not really an insect, but whatever. This is the game right here. The Reaper's moving in. He's going to look around. He's going to look for a drone. And let's see what he can get done. There's going to be 4 lings popping out now, and the speed's on its way really quickly as well. This is such a great map for Reapers. As you can see, you can just jump up there, jump down there, jump back up. You can also come at the top of the natural as well, and you can just jump into the natural there to try and pick up a drone. It looks like Innovation just going for 1 Reaper though, so I'm not going to commit to the 2 Reapers, which is a bit more common and you can do a bit more damage with it. Probably respects Curious a lot in the regard that Curious can probably defend those 2 Reapers really well.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I mean, even at this stage, like you can possibly... You can maybe get another drone, maybe, but I mean, at this stage the Queens are out and it gets really hard to get that damage done with the Reapers, so it's not too bad to actually get those Hellions out.
These Hellions are coming out really quickly, actually. They skipped Marines completely and the second Reaper. So generally you start Hellions at 550. Innovation started on 530. So these Hellions are coming out 20 seconds earlier than standard. This is a kind of interesting build coming from Innovation. Kind of risky as well because he's not going to have that bunker full of Marines. But he's going to pick up that 3rd command center as well and get that economy going. Just standard timings for Innovation on that command center. Get it at 5:30 and then he starts his Marine rally at around 11 minutes, 11:30, as we saw in the previous games and all the pro games we've seen for like the last 6 months. Innovation doesn't really change up his style much. He just relies on his crisp timings and macro skills.
Yeah, just a really good mechanical player in basically all senses of the word. Really good micro, as you said. Really good macro, being able to jump back home to activate more production from these racks and the factories and these kinds of things. But not necessarily going of course, you know, as a bit of a tribute to his name, not necessarily innovating too much when it comes to his play styles. Like, of course, we all know when the Hellbats were basically, you know, the most unfortunate thing to ever grace the scene. He was the king of that, and I mean, you know, there's a reason. Is it because he is so crisp with his mechanics and always identifying when to go in, when to duck out of there with those Hellbats, and killing off all sorts of workers and those kinds of things, which really made him a really strong player when those units were around. But now, having to switch things up, he's decided that he's going to be the best at using his Marines and his mines and all these kinds of things, and he's certainly done a good job of that.
Yeah, and it looks like Curious is always actually sneaking a couple of Lings here into the main base. Can he pick off these Marines? This is great play by Curious. He really wants those Marines right now, pulling the Hellions back, but the Marines have gone down. He's got 2 Lings in the natural as well, trying to pick off 1 SCV. He does get it, but they shouldn't get another SCV. No, they get taken down. And just before that, I was saying it looks like Curious going to go for the standard style right here, picking up those double upgrades, staying on Lings, going to get that lair next so he can go for the Spire most likely. He could go for a 1-1 Link Bane timing, but that's kind of gone out of popularity a bit now. Actually, did you see Damaga's Overseer timing in DreamHack?
No, I didn't.
Oh, what? I can't believe you didn't see that, basically.
I didn't really get to watch any of it, unfortunately. I was at, you know, I was in Sydney. So.
Oh, yeah, you were. But yeah, Damaga basically got there, he put down a Spire, Flash saw the Spire, so he expected Mutalisk, but then Damaga just built 10 Overseers with speed. Okay? And everyone's thinking, what the hell are you doing, Damaga?
Yeah.
But then he just goes for a 1-1 Link Bane timing, and all the Overseers just tank all of the Widow Mines, so none of the Widow Mines hit any of the Link Bane, they just hit the Overseers. It's a pretty cool way to play.
Of course. Fair enough. That's pretty cool. See, that's the kind of thing that I really like to see in games. It's like really crazy sort of, wow, you know, I didn't actually think of that kind of stuff. Is really cool to see when you're casting. But speaking of really good things to see here, we look at this creep spread from Curious. He's got these 2 queens heading out. They're getting their creep tumors out along the map, just starting to push up towards the top side as well. We can see starting to head towards the you know, what is potentially a 4th base of Curious there. So he will certainly have a lot of vision to be able to deal with these attacks that come across from Innovation, but Innovation is going to make this first attack with his 1-1 on the way, combat shields just about to finish up, and these Hellions and Marines are going to start to come across and see what damage they can get done.
Wow, it's so fast, but here comes the Ling Bane from Curious, trying to get in there. Can he get a lift up? The Banes are going in, trying to get the damage. Oh, he picks off a lot of units, actually. That was not the best for Innovation. He did get a couple of creep tumors, but Curious is going to lay a couple more now, and he's going to go into the main, but there's not that many units in these medivacs. I don't think that was the best engage from Innovation. When he did that against Pig, he managed to pick up all of the units. So now he's got a couple of less units, and Curious is going to be ready to take a 4th base real soon and start droning it up.
Yeah, we can see that Innovation probably going to start getting out some really big drop plays coming across the map. We've got a couple of Overlords that are ready to, you know, scout out some of the units as they move across. But I don't know if you know, will he be prepared to have some units in position? He's actually got a really nicely positioned Spore and Spine just down the backside of the 3rd base. I do like where he's positioned those, but for the moment it looks as if Innovation is going to hold back for the moment and just getting ready to macro his way up here. We've got more racks now on the way, another 3 going to add to the 5 that are already done. The double eBays constantly cranking out those upgrades with 2-2 on the way. We can see that the armory is also grabbing +1 on the vehicle armor, which really helps out with you know, it lets Widowmine survive a little bit longer sometimes against Banelings and also against the Lings as well. Like sometimes you're madly trying to scramble to burrow some of these some of the Widowmines, and you know, if you've got Lings all over, then it can be a bit of trouble. But if you've got a little bit of armor, a little bit of extra armor, I should say, on those Widowmines, then that can really help out.
Yeah, Innovation going to move forward here, going to look up picking up a couple more creep tumors. Always need to keep pushing that creep back. It's generally what's CVT nowadays, just a battle of the creep, who can get the creep out the furthest. But Innovation doing a good job here, a couple of Lings and Banes rolling forward, not going to do too much though, just activating 2 of those mines. And now Innovation's going to pull back. He does leave that 1 mine there, just in case he can get a lucky hit, but Curious might find that with the Overseer. Now he's going to move around to the other side and start denying the creep on that side. It's just such a interesting way. Oh, Ling's coming in and the Mutas actually, but The Banes weren't close enough to take that engagement as the Widowmines were, but he just move a couple of Banes forward and they're going to do pretty big damage. And he's looking to move on to the creep now. Widowmine does go off. What can he do here? There's not that many units for Curious right now. He probably wants a couple more Ling Bane before he does go for the engagement. The army for Innovation does look a bit scary. 170 supply to 160. And he's drawing up that fourth base at the same time. That's why Curious is trying to delay a bit here. Going to lose those two creep queens. He really wants to keep those alive since he needs to keep that creep pushing up. But Innovation just slowly pushing the creep back, moving on to the creep, and he's looking for that engagement.
Yeah, he's actually just maybe painting himself into a corner here, but he certainly can lift up the Widowmines, now burrowing down. It looks as if the Banes actually catch quite a few of those Widowmines, but the rally has begun. 8 Marines at a time, a couple of Widowmines as well. Innovation busting open the door like it's an episode of 24, and he's Jack Bauer now rolling through. Will he be able to get some big hits here? The Banelings coming through, lifting up some of... Wow, some of these medevacs are getting extremely low right now. But as we can see, Innovation still continuing to push through. Curious trying to bring a few of those Lings across on the side. But I mean, he is struggling to defend this, and Innovation is slowly but surely setting up a really strong position here in this game as he slowly moves into this fourth base. And I mean, when this sort of thing happens, this is when it gets very scary.
Yeah, Innovation's moving forward now. If he can take down this base, would be a here come the Banes. He needs these to connect. There's the connection that he needs. But there are more Marines at the back rallying in, and now he doesn't have any Banes left except the two right there. He needs to morph some more Banelings, or this rally is just going to get insane. Look at all the blue units moving across the map. He's got no more creep spread going, and this fourth base is under siege. He's only got 2 drones left on here as well, and he's going to move into this engagement now. Good Bane hits for Curious, but Innovation, just with that rally, is going to be too much. There's more mines coming across the map. Innovation trying to push him back. Another Widowmine hit goes off, but here we go again. It just doesn't stop.
Yeah, just wonderful macro. This is what we were talking about before. Now 15 Marines at a time coming out from Innovation. 3-3 on the way here for the Terran player. It looks as if the Marines will be taken down at least a couple of notches there. But Innovation still continuing to pour on the pain.
Nice.
Just coming across with all of these Marines. Widowmines forced to burrow back outside. So their fallback position has just sort of... He's going to have to just rally everything back together for a moment here. But he is now setting up a fourth base. Planetary is on the way. Looks like the mutas are going to chase after these Marines, but that's obviously not going to be a finishing touch on the game. So Curious, he's got his 4 bases, but does he have the production and the income to keep up with his opponent? He's currently got 77 drones out on the map. He's got 2-2 on his Lings and Banes here, so he's certainly got a lot of a really nice backbone here. But will he be able to keep up with Innovation as he now picks up his 4th base? Planetary up and running, lots of mules dropping down, a couple of turrets there to make sure it's all safe. And, this is a point where the Terrans start to increase their production and things just get crazy.
Yeah, the 3-3 finishing up right now, and Innovation's going to start moving across the map with that. That's the big thing in this game right now. Curious got his Museless out on the map though. There's only... Oh, a load of Widowmines, so he's going to go down. Oh, that is painful for Curious, but he does manage to survive. He did lose like 10 mutas there though, and now he's going to get pushed back. Not too much damage there, just taking down the mines and the turret. He's looking for a 5th base right now, but Innovation is going to be on... Oh, he's going to fly over the Marines. The Marines, just 1 kill there for Innovation. He could have moved them to the right a bit, and I think he could have got a few more. But now Curious actually doesn't have any Overseers right now. I'm not sure if he's going to realize that. Yeah, he does.
Yeah, he's going to morph one in, but, we can see now that Curious is forced to bring out some more mutas, but the trouble is that now there is a large force of Marines out on the map. Going to split them up, and Innovation is going to send some across to the top side. As we can see, the rest of the units now pushing their way through. There is a double burrow of Bane, and they do hit. Nicely done. Not the biggest of hits, but it certainly does get a lot of work done for Curious, but we can see that Innovation is still slowly but surely pushing his way in. Widowmine setting up the zone of control here. As we can see, this is the zone where Innovation is safe to sort of operate for the moment, but the mines fall back, and we can see that there is a little bit of a further engagement on the backside. Marines and mines constantly engaging with the Banes and the Lings there, but Innovation, just his rally is just getting insane. We've got so many Marines, Marauders starting to be added in because he knows that it is possible his opponent will be switching into Hive very soon, but Curious, his Hive has only just started.
Yeah, this is the painful thing for Curious right now. He doesn't have that 3-3, he doesn't have any tech. He just has these Lings, Banes, and Spine Crawlers. Good hits on the Banelings right there, but As you can see, that 3-3 helps out. Look, more Banelings moving forward, and the Widowmines do go off, but here comes a bunch more Marines, and he's pushed back by those Spine Crawlers. They're doing a pretty decent job for him. He's got a lot of Mutilus out on the map still. He needs to morph quite a few more Banelings, right? Actually, he's got a couple there, I didn't see. And he's going to move up to this 5th base now. Probably going to be a lot easier to engage into this because there's no Spine Crawlers there. And Curious is going to look to defend this pretty heavily. He's got 200 supply right now to the 180 of Innovation, but Innovation's got those upgrades. There goes the scan. Curious is moving in. He needs the good hits here. The Mutilus moving in. It looks good for Curious right now, but there's still Marines in the mix. The Mutilus trying to do the last of the damage. A couple of Marines left, and it looks like Curious is going to move forward. What a great engagement from him. Ling's coming in as well, and he's going to push this army back for Innovation.
The reason we saw that that fight go the way of Curious was because of the Widowmines were burrowed all together and were taken out by just a couple of the Banelings that rolled through. So it was a really easy engagement there for Curious. Just sacrifice a couple of those Banes on the Widowmines, and then that battle is basically done. Because when the Widowmines aren't there to sort of soak up a bit of the damage, take down a large amount of these the very light units, the Banes and the Lings, then you know it becomes a little bit more difficult, and it sort of just becomes this weird sort of bio situation. But Curious, I still feel like he's in a very troublesome spot right now. I mean, Innovation's up to 3-3, 5th base is just setting up now, and he's got lots of production capability back home. Still around about 15 Marines coming out at a time, still lots of those Widowmines as well, and I think if Curious is careful, then he certainly can transition here, but it is going to be a tough one, because Innovation already has lots of these Marauders starting to come out.
Well, he's going to look to do damage with these Mutas. He's got so many, around 30 Mutas right there, but he's getting himself in a bit of a weird situation here with them. He's got 34 Mutas, actually, and he is getting 3-3 now, so if he buys himself some time with these Mutilus, he can get that up, and then he can have more favorable engagements moving into this 5th base even. Sorry, trying to do some damage on that SCB line, but Innovation's got it covered, and he's going to probably look to move down to this 4th base of Curious and start putting on the pressure again. But there are 4 Spine Crawlers here, and they've been helping him out a lot.
Yeah, we can see Innovation throwing down a few scans there. He's looking for that timing. Can I go in right now when the Zerg doesn't actually have his Ultras all set up? The Infestors are starting to come out for Curious as well, but I mean, he is really starting to look like he has to be very careful with these engagements. The Baneling's now going to roll down the cliff. Will they be able to catch out some of those Marines? It looks like the answer is no. Widowmine count currently sitting at 14 for Innovation. He's currently got 63 Marines out, but the Baneling's going to roll through, trying to take down some of that, but it looks like the main forces of Innovation are still out there, but a huge conga line of the Banelings now rolled down the cliff, but it is not enough. Innovation is going to push through. He is going to clean out this base, and this is going to be no problems for him. And as you can see,
Fungal and the Banelings coming in. Can he get it done? That Fungal wasn't the best, and the Banelings get cleaned up. He is moving in though, taking down the Spine Crawler. These Banelings are morphing. Can he take them down before they get finished? They are going to finish, but I don't think there's enough to take down this army. Curious going to lose that base, and now he's down to 4 base with the natural in 3rd almost mining out, so he doesn't have much mining at all, and it looks like Innovation is slowly securing the victory in this game. Curious just going to slowly die out with not much mining.
Yeah, Curious attempting to get something done with these mutas, but I mean, it looks as if the turrets will clean up some of them. Still quite a few of those mutas left over, so Curious is going to be able to get some kills over here at the base, but not before a few of those Marines have rallied out and are able to save the day. So Curious, as you said, he's struggling at the moment, trying to transition into the Hive tech, but unfortunately it is just very difficult when the Terran is constantly pressuring all of these outlying bases. But Curious is now getting some work done at the 4th base of Innovation. But, I mean, you know, is it enough? That is the big question.
Yeah, he's doing his best to try and control the army positioning of Innovation. Can he take down his planetary? Looks like he can at the cost of a few mutas. I think it was worth it for the time he bought as well. Going to build up a couple of Ultralisks, but he needs to get that base at the top right. Innovation's left 2 Marines there, and it's going to take down that drone that's going up. That's pretty painful for Curious right there. Now, Curious going to look to buy himself a bit more time. He needs to get another base up. Innovation going to be looking to take the top right base at the same time as well. So the economy for Innovation is looking really tasty at the minute.
Yeah, he's just in that beautiful spot where you've got the economy, you've got heaps of gas, it's starting to bank up some of the minerals as well, and as long as you maneuver correctly and sort of keep yourself in a good position to be able to take down some of the Zerg bases as they try and get them back up, then you're in a very good spot. But Innovation is just starting to really control this game with ease right now. He's got all of his upgrades that he needs. A 3-3 on the Marines and the Marauders, a +3 on the armor of those Widow Mines as well. All we'll need to see very soon is, you don't really need to transition too much from here on. That's the big thing about this particular matchup. But a Bailey landmine, huge hit there from Curious, very nicely done. Takes down a lot of those Marines. The Mutas will sweep up and clean up a few more of them as well. We see a, is that a single? Yeah, there's a single Swarm Host here. Why does this happen every game, Fenner? Why does this happen every CVT?
I'm honestly not sure. I think, actually, I'm not sure at all. I don't know, man. Like, you could say it's there for setting off a couple of mines, but honestly, at this point in the game, the Locusts are not going to set off in any mines, so it's probably a mistake. I'm not sure what the default hotkeys are because I use weird hotkeys, but he did get it around the time he wanted to get Infestors, and Curious going to dive in with his Mutas now. Just looking at distracting Curious as he does get up a Nidus network as well. I really like that decision. He's not going to have to take on these engagements that he really doesn't want to take. He's just going to play these engagements where he puts a Nidus down, sends his Mutas across the map and tries to pick off CCs and waits for that good engagement on creep.
I believe.
Whoa! He's losing a lot of Mutas here. I don't think he intended that at all. Oh my god, that was a lot of Mutas. He had 34 before and now he's on 17.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the default hotkey is A for Swarm Host, but anyway. We can see that Innovation starting to try to slowly chase after this flock of Mutas, but he's having a little bit of a hard time. But Curious, he's having a hard time himself, almost mined out. We can see that his 4th base is getting reasonably low, but the main, the natural, the 3rd, they're all done and dusted. No more mining here for Curious at this base as it finally finishes up. But Innovation, of course, he has his extra base on the top end of the map. Of course, the 4th here is still going, adding in a couple of extra command centers there to help out. But Innovation, he is in a really strong position right now.
Yeah, Curious is just going to be looking for a good engagement. He's looking to take that 5th base, but there's no creep up there, so he's not really going to want to take an engagement up there with it, since he can't remax at all. So we're just going to use these Mutalisks to try and drag Innovation's army around. As you can see, Innovation's just chasing the Mutalisks around, and there's no turrets at this 3rd, well, I don't even know what base it is, 5th base or something for Innovation. He has left a couple of Marines down there, but still, Innovation chasing these Mutalisks around. He's giving Curious time to possibly get that base up and secure just some kind of economy.
Let's see if Curious is going to head across, try and take out this base. The Planetary Fortress does a little bit of damage, but as we can see, the Ultras are free to have a little bit of a fun time there. The Mutas now going in on the left-hand side of the map, taking out quite a lot of those SCVs. That is a really good catch there for Curious, but you know, will it be enough to keep the game, or bring the game back into his favor? Because Innovation is just so strong right now. We've got all of these Marines and the Orders, but wow, takes out the base, and the Mutas still free to float about.
This is amazing play by Curious. He's in such a bad position, but using these Mutalisks to just drag Innovation's army around, and Innovation will just follow him around. He's now up in supply. He's got a bigger bank. He probably doesn't have the better army on the ground because he's got so many Mutalisks, but he's going to get this base up and he's going to start mining again. He's got 3-3, he's got Infestors, he's got Ultras. If he can get Broodlords out as well, it's going to be huge.
Yeah, we can see that one thing that Curious has been doing here is trying to snipe down these command centers. He's picked off a couple, takes down a sensor tower while he's here, but this command center... Oh, lots of SCVs transferring across to what is a potential base for Innovation. He's down to 28 SCVs. That is pretty much all that is left for the Terran player, and there is no CC on the ground, so these SCVs have no idea where to go. They are forced to come across to one of the bases to the side, but now we have a big engagement. Innovation, is he going to lose this game? But I don't know.
Transfuses on those queens. Curious is going to be looking for the fungals. This is probably the last engagement of the game right here. Can he get the fungals that he needs? The Widow Mines do burrow into the ground. The Ultralists are moving forward. That's a lot of Widow Mines. The fungals go down. Infested Terrans firing off. The Ultralists moving forward, but they get shredded by the Widow Mines. The fungals aren't enough. One Ultralist left, and with no queens to transfuse, that looks like it's it for Curious. But it was a great game. He still got the Mucilus on the other side of the map. He probably wanted those in the engagement, and now Innovation going to take down this base, and there's not going to be much left for Curious in terms of mining.
Yeah, this will be pretty much the nail in the coffin right now for Curious. Unfortunately, that battle did look like it was going to go his way, but now with all these drones dying out, Curious attempting to do whatever he can, trying to take down some of the production that Innovation has back at home, but he has all he needs out here already.
7 Ultralists on the production tab. Can he do this? I think he might be able to come back into game. I didn't realize how much bank he had.
Oh, yeah.
His supply was kind of deceiving right there. And can he get the fungals on these units? The Ultralists are ready to engage. There's a lot of Widow Mines he needs to control perfectly if he wants to take this arm down. Fungals go down. The Widow Mines doing a lot of damage. I don't think there's enough Ultralists here. Widow Mines moving forward. Mind you, he might be able to do it. The Mucilist coming in to clean it up. Can Curious take this game? He's moving in with the Mucilisks. There's a lot of Widow Mines. Has he got an Overseer? He's got an Overseer. He can take it down. All the mines. Has Curious done it? Has he done it? There's still a mining base for Innovation, though. That's the big thing here.
Yeah, I think Innovation's still got quite a lot of bank to, or sorry, he's got potential bank to work with, because we've got these extra command centers that went up, but it is all very dependent on if Curious can snipe down some of these bases. These turrets are going to stick around for quite a while and do a lot of damage to those mutas. This game has been so back and forth between these two players. Curious barely mining at this point here with his 34 drones at this point, but he's trying to establish another hatchery here. If he can get that up, then he may be able to bring himself back. Innovation currently sitting on 27 SCVs, just mining away from this top base here and attempting to mine from a couple of the other bases, but he is busy trying to deal with these pesky mutas that are just floating about the map here. Maybe able to oh no, he's not. He's have to back off for now, but Curious, I mean, this, if he comes back from this, I mean, I thought he was dead before, like guaranteed
Yeah.
dead, but wow.
Yeah, we'll see. He doesn't have much left in terms of army. Does he have any queens left? They would be huge for transfusers right now. He's got 2. The Mutilus getting in a bad position right there, but Curious been beautifully controlling these all game, just looking for little openings everywhere, and is doing it really, really well. The problem is he can't engage his planetary really at all. He can't risk losing any unit right now. Every unit is so important for Curious. He's got a couple of investors there. He's going for another Ultralist. I would like to see a Baneling or 2 maybe. The Mutilus trying to move in to pick up a couple of SCVs here, and now the Marines come in. Is Curious going to lose a couple of mutas? He's losing 1 or 2 every time, and now he just actually go into these. Can he pick up the Widow Mines? That would be pretty nice, but he does burrow really quickly right there. Ouch. 1 Widow Mine going off, and looks like Curious. GG.
Yeah, that was certainly was a lot of medevacs there. I mean,
Yeah.
throughout the entire game, he kept a huge count of those medevacs alive. That was quite impressive there for Innovation. But game number 1, 40 minutes. Game number 1 goes the way of Innovation. So we're going to game number 2 in just a jiffy and get started with